Welcome back to Tahoe Tonight. We have special guest Bill from the Carson Valley Inn. Welcome back to the show, Bill.
Special guest. I love that, Paul. Thanks.
You are special. Everything that you do down there is special. I just love hearing about what's coming up at Carson Valley Inn.
Yeah, we have quite a bit coming up. As a matter of fact, the next big event we have coming up will be our Rhymers or Deer, which is cowboy poetry and music. And Paul, I told you I hate to read anything while we're talking, but I got to read this description of what.
Go ahead and read the description, because this is a fascinating subject, by the way.
It is. So what we're talking about, cowboy poetry here, is Old West lore and rhyme, cowboy music, and tall tales of the trail. It's all combined with humor and wit for an evening as eye-opening as campfire coffee at the crack of dawn. How's that?
That's a great description.
It is.
So tell me about cowboy poetry. What do they just stand on stage and read, or is it?
They all have a different style. No, they don't read. This is all done from memory, but you wouldn't even know that it's memorized. Every one of these poets writes their own material, and even the fellows that sing, they write their own material, and it's all based. These are not people that are, that came to show people that took up cowboy poetry. They're all people with experience on the trails, on the ranches, herding cattle, out in the middle of the wilderness for days camping, and they write stories about what it's like out there in the real life, and they relate everything that they experience to real life. So what you wind up with is, first of all, everything is good and clean and all American value, I would say, you know.
It's good in this day and age.
It is good in this day and age when everybody concentrates on how blue they can be how funny they can be.
Sure.
And there's a time and a place for that, but you won't find that at the Rhymers or Deer. It's people who are pouring their heart out based on their experience, and I'll tell you, some of it is so funny, and some of it will have you, wiping a little tear from your eye because it really talks about the basics of life.
Pure Americana.
It's pure Americana. And then we have Dave Bourne, who is actually the piano player that was on the HBO series Deadwood. He was the saloon player in that show.
Oh, neat.
And he plays all kinds of instruments, but he's been appeared all over the place. And when he's on, people really get into it. And his stories that he tells as he plays the piano are just incredible.
So you really get a flavor for what it was like back in the cowboy days, or even modern. Do you have modern stories?
Oh yeah, because there are still places around now, like Montana and Utah. You probably know them better than I do.
Wyoming, Texas.
Yes, where ranching and herding cattle and being out dealing with what goes on out in those areas is real life. It's a way of life, and it's not like they come home every day after 8 hours of work and go watch TV. Sometimes they're in bunkhouses in the middle of nowhere, and they tell stories about, dark nights when you look up and there's absolute beautiful sky because there's no light pollution. It's wonderful.
Yeah, tell us when the event is going to take
place. We should probably cover that, right? It's Friday and Saturday, November 4th and 5th.
That's coming up.
That's coming up soon. And on Friday night, there's a feature show, and on Saturday night, there's a dinner show. And we have all the information on our website, which is carsonvalleyin.com.
Easy enough?
Yeah, it is easy enough. And,
do you recommend advance tickets, or
definitely get tickets in advance. We will have some tickets at the door. Not for the dinner show. We won't be able to provide dinner for tickets at the door, but we will. You can come in and watch the show by buying a ticket. But I would get in advance because I'll just say this, Paul. The camaraderie there and the experience is like nothing that you experience going to a comedy show.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing that, and we encourage people to go down to the Carson Valley Inn to see the cowboy poetry. Bill, thank you very much for seeing us again at Tahoe Tonight. I'm Paul Reeder. We'll be right back.